Hello everyone, Pebzat here. So today we'll be learning how to draft a basic bodice block that you can use for all of your pattern drafting, from your basic gowns, corsets, and to those of you that make casual jackets as well. This pattern is your foundation for everything female wears, your foundation. So these are the measurements that we'll be needing. We'll be working with our shoulder measurements, bust span, which is your nipple to nipple, your shoulder to bust point, shoulder to under bust point, shoulder to front waist length, nape to back waist, bust circumference, under bust circumference, waist circumference, hip arc, armhole measurements, neck circumference. That's what we're working with. Now, if you watch closely, you will see how I've applied the basic bodice formula to these measurements, where my shoulder, my bust band, my horizontal measurements are divided by 2. My bust circumference, under bust circumference, waist circumference, and hip circumference, which are my circumferential measurements, they are all divided by 4. Then you will notice that there is no division for my vertical measurements. They stay as they are. Now, in order to get your armhole, there's a formula to apply here. This is bust circumference divided by 6 plus 1.5. We also call this armhole line the chest line. And to achieve it as the chest line, it is bust circumference divided by 6 plus 2.5, and that will be coming from the top of the paper. But when you do this, it's coming from your shoulder slope. So this is the first basic bodice. We'll be teaching you also how to do the advanced basic bodice, which is after you get accustomed to this. All right, let's go through with dividing all our measurements. I'm going to divide everything and then I'll write it down so you see what we're going to be working with. I've written down all my measurements according to the formula. Now, because I want to draft this basic bodice side by side as I should, and I want everything to fall into the frame perfectly, I'm going to be replacing my inch with cm. So this basic bodice is going to be very small. So I've divided my measurements according to the formula, and I'll be applying these measurements just like this on my pattern. So I'll be using the ones that I have gotten, the answers I've gotten from my division. So that's what we'll be working with. Skip this here so I don't miss it. So starting with my neck circumference, we're going to start by applying our neck circumference. That is the first step on this pattern. Neck circumference is 3 inches, and I'm marking that. Next thing to do is to apply our shoulder measurement. Shoulder divided by 2, we have marked, mine is 15, that's 7.5. And then my front shoulder, I'll be sloping my front shoulder by 1.5. I need to get out. So I'm marking this. Then I'm going to apply the same neck width measurements to get my neck depth. So I take 3 inches downward as well. And then I'm going to use my curve ruler to connect those points together. So having done this, we're going to be applying our armhole measurements next, which is first of all marking our chest line from the top of our paper downwards. So my chest line measurement, so my armhole measurement, bust circumference divided by 6 plus 2.5. If you're starting from the shoulder slope, it has to be 2.5. If you're starting from the top of the paper, rather, it has to be 2.5. So let me make this correction, and I want us to use this so that there'll be no confusion going forward. So from the top of our paper, we're going to take 8.5 downwards, which is the measurement I got when I divided my bust circumference by 6 and added 2.5. So I'm marking that on both sides. I'm going to draw a straight line through it. So what's the measurement that I'm going to be applying from here to here? The same measurement I got for my armhole, but this time from this side. I was explaining earlier, I said if you're applying from the top of a paper, is plus 2.5. if you're applying from this other end to get the wideness, you're doing 1.5. That's the reason why we have 1.5 there as well, not to be confused. So you can just say that your armhole width is going to be your armhole measurement being bust divided by 6 plus 2.5 minus 1. So that's for armhole length. Then I'm sorry, not to confuse you, bust circumference divided by 6 plus 2.5 is for your armhole length. Then bust circumference divided by 6 plus 1.5 is for your armhole width. Yep, that's what I'm trying to say. So we've gotten our armhole line. Next thing, how do we get our armhole curve? I'm going to be applying my bust measurement divided by 4 on this chest line. Bust measurement divided by 4 is 9. That's my bust circumference. And then the next thing, I'm going to be dividing the distance from my armhole line, from my shoulder slope to the point where my armhole line touches my chest line. I'm going to divide it by 2. So I'm dividing by 2. 7 divided by 2, 3.5. And then I'm going in on that point by 0.5. So I'm going to connect this point A, B, and C using my curve ruler, just like this. It has to go in a smooth curve. So you're going to take it in one smooth curve. Just like that. We've gotten our armhole curve. Next, we're going to apply all our vertical measurement from the shoulder, from the top of our paper downwards, not from your shoulder, from the top of the paper downwards. So first, I'm going to apply my bust point. My bust point is 9.5. My under bust point is 13.5. My front waist length is 16. Then my top length is 23. So I'm going to apply same measurements on this other side. My voice is a bit bad. I hope you can hear me clearly. So I'm applying same measurement on this other side so that I can get a straight line. There are different methods to achieve a basic bodice. Some people use the Natalie Braids method, some use Helen Armstrong, some people use a certain Anne whose name I don't completely know, but there are no wrong ways as long as you know how to manipulate your pattern to give you the results that you want. Pattern drafting methods are just more of a standard to help you get your basic block, but when it comes to achieving a style, you have to know how to manipulate a basic bodice to get you what you need, because you're going to meet clients that your body type sometimes confuses you on this pattern. So you need to be able to know how to manipulate this basic pattern to get you what you need. So next, we're going to apply our circumferential measurements before we go into darting. So the measurements I'll be applying are my bust circumference on my bust point line. Let me label these lines. This is my chest line. This is my bust line, under bust line, my waistline, and my top length. So let's get into it. I'm going to apply my bust circumference divided by 4 on my bust line, 9 inches. I'll apply my waist circumference divided by 4 on my waistline. I have 7.125. That's 718. And then I'm going to apply. Now on your top length, you're supposed to take your top length circumference, and that's the measurement you're supposed to apply here. But if you've not taken it, you can take your hip measurement divided by 4 minus 0.5 or 1 inch, depending on how close the distance from your waist to top length is from your waist to your hip arc. You get what I'm trying to say? Like right now, the distance from my waist to top length is 2 inches difference from my waist to my hip arc measurement. So if I apply 0.5 difference, I will get something close to what I usually have. But if not, it's always better to measure. So this is my hip arc measurement, but I'm going to subtract 0.5 from it. I hope you get what I'm trying to do. Now I'm connecting. I'm going to connect from point C to my bust point line, from my bust point straight to my waistline, and then I'm going to flip my curve ruler, take a slight curve to my top length circumference. Now this is my basic bodice without any form of darts, without any form of allowance, nothing at all, just my basic bodice. Now we're going to apply that to this pattern. This is what a slopper pattern looks like. You can use it for your shirts, your bodycon gowns. This is the slopper that you use. A basic bodice, no darts at all. Basically, the difference between your front block and your back block are these. One, you don't have a bust at your back, as you all know. Neither do you have under bust at your back. Also, your neck depth at your back is shorter than the neck depth. It's less deep, like it's shallow compared to the neck depth on your front. Then your back waist also is different, and then your back armhole. So let's get into it so you see the difference. So first we're going to apply our neck width. The neck width always remains the same for front and back. We have 3 inches. Then for depth at the back, we're using 1 inch. 1 inch or 1.5. There's no harm. I prefer to use 1 inch. And then your shoulder measurement next, you apply same thing for front and back. So my shoulder 7.5. My shoulder slope at the back, I'm going to connect, is just 1 inch, unlike the front, which is 1.5. So I'm going to connect my shoulder slope and then my back neck circumference, just like that. Now our chest line, I'm marking it. The chest line is what serves as your back bust line. Since you do not have a bust line at your back, use your chest line. Very straight line out. My armhole width remains the same. Bust circumference divided by 6 plus 1.5, which I am connecting to my shoulder slope. Are we together? Then I'm going to apply my bust measurement divided by 4 and my back also. On the advanced pattern, we do not do this. We apply across bust and across back measurement. But for this basic beginner's pattern, we are going to be applying bust measurement divided by 4 on both your front and your back block. So we've done that. We'll divide this by 2, 7.5. In front we had 7, but at the back now we have 7.5. 7.5 divided by 2 is 3.75. And again, we are going to go in by 0.5. And then we're going to connect point A to B to C using a curve ruler. Also in one smooth curve. Done. Armhole done. Now let's apply our vertical measurements. Vertical measurements is waist, like I said, no busting front. So waist and your top length. Do not forget that your back pattern is 2 inches shorter than your front pattern, which means instead of my top length to be 23, it's going to be 21. Do not forget these parts. So your chest line, your back waistline, and then your top length. Now I'm going to apply my waist measurement divided by 4 on my back block. Waist measurement divided by 4 is 7.125. And I'm also going to apply my hip divided by 4, my hip circumference divided by 4 minus 0.5, which is 928. And then I'm connecting with my curve ruler, slight curve to this point, then straight from point C downwards. Basic back block. Now let's apply